guys, Leah from Pineapples and Penguins TV, here to talk about Hulu's Only Murders in the Building, Season 1, Episode 3, titled How Well Do You Really Know Your Neighbors? This episode gives us a lot of Oliver's backstory, which is a good thing. Your 2-minute talk starts now. Turns out Oliver was a Broadway director, a very successful one. He was happily married, he had a child, he had a main investor named Teddy Demas. He talked Teddy into investing into his last show called Splash, which turned out to be a disaster. Most of the cast was hospitalized in an accident due to set design that Oliver had designed himself. It's a big problem. It ruins his career. He is basically unhireable after that. This is why he is broke. Then we get back to the podcasters who are meeting with all of their grievances about Tim Kono. They have matched them up with all the tenants in the building, and they're going to start questioning people. Oliver, however, needs some money. He's like 24 hours away from being kicked out of the building broke. So he goes back to his investor, Teddy Demas, who still lives in the building. Oliver's a fantastic pitch man, and he does talk Teddy into investing into their podcast. So that staves off his money problems for the time being. While this is happening, Charles and Mabel go visit Howard, the owner of the cat Evelyn, basically accuse him of murder, except that Howard passes out at the sight of blood. So it's not Howard. While there, he's passed out. They go to get him ice. They find his cat is frozen in the freezer. His leg falls off, the cat. Charles puts it in his pocket. It's a whole lot is happening. He's freaking out. He panics. He puts it in his pocket. Turns out that Howard wants to have a toxicology report done on Evelyn to find out what the poison was. This, makes the podcasters sure that Tim's suicide was staged. He was murdered. He was poisoned. Now they have to figure out who did it, but Howard is no longer their suspect. Well, Mabel is going through the rest of Tim's stuff by herself in her apartment, as she has not told anybody else that she knows Tim yet. She finds a note that says GM 131, the date, at 4:30 p.m. Shore Road. That's 6 days away. So she has it on her calendar. She's trying to figure out what the deal is with that. Then later, at the end of the episode, Howard has put out their first episode of the podcast, thanks to the Demas money. And he is still trying to figure out who the lead is, the suspect. He hasn't come up with anybody yet. He gets to his apartment to find a note on the door that says, end the podcast or I will end you. He also comes into his apartment to find out that Winnie, his dog, has been poisoned. He is stressed out. It's not good. And that's the end of this episode.